Hello everyone, welcome to Politics on Sunday, your trusted platform for in-depth analysis, robust debate and insightful conversations on the issues shaping Nigeria's political and governance landscape. I am Femi Akonde. Tonight we ask a critical question. Is Nigeria beginning to turn the tide against insecurity, or are recent successes only the first steps in a much longer battle? From renewed military offenses against terrorists and bandits to the rescue of the kidnapped Orire pupils, the Tinubu administration says its security strategy is producing measurable results. The government points to improved military capability, enhanced intelligence, stronger interagency coordination, and growing public support as evidence that momentum is shifting in favor of the state. But are these gains sustainable? What more must be done to secure every part of the country? And as Nigeria moves closer to the 2027 elections, will security become the defining measure of this administration's performance? These are the questions driving our conversation tonight. This is Politics on Sunday. To help us put the conversation in perspective is a federal lawmaker with direct oversight of one of Nigeria's key security institutions. He is the chairman, House of Representatives Committee on the Nigerian Navy, a member of the All Progressives Congress, and represents Panchi, Kanam, Kanke Federal Constituency of Plateau State, a region that has faced recurring violent attacks in recent years. Joining us tonight on the program is Honorable Yusuf Gagdi. Welcome to Politics on Sunday, Honorable.
Welcome, my brother Ogbo Sylvester. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome. Well, we've seen the rescue of these Orire pupils. Many people hailed it as a major breakthrough, for the country and for the armed forces. But should Nigeria see this as evidence of a fundamentally transformed security architecture, one promised by this administration, or is it too early to draw that conclusion?
It can't be too early to draw any conclusion of appreciating the effort of government toward rescuing, even if it is one person. A government effort has to be acknowledged at any point in time, just like Nigerians are allowed to throw condemnation where government did something wrong. If you know the importance to human life, the primary responsibility of government, the psychological trauma that rescue were able to sort out, I think government deserves commendation in its effort, particularly the Nigerian security agencies who were at the front burner of ensuring that those kids were returned back to their family. So without mentioning words, it is not too early to say to government that they have done well.
Well, Honorable Gagdi, we have seen, several military operations, attempts to rescue people kidnapped. But in this particular situation, what stands out?
What stands out is the coordination, the ability of government, particularly the security operatives, not to be carried away by politics, that a lot of people would want to play with the life of those innocent Nigerians. The commitment of the Nigerian security agency, particularly the military, the DSS, the coordination by the National Security Advisors Office, and all the security apparatus that work together to ensure a smooth operation that led to the rescue of these innocent future Nigerian leaders need to be appreciated. So this is unique. You are a media person. You have heard Nigerians, what Nigerians were saying, a lot of Nigerians, those that are genuinely concerned about the safety of those children were making comments. For those that want to play politics with the kidnap of those children too, were making comments in the media. But that does not distract the Nigerian security agencies to work together to ensure that they have rescued those future Nigerians successfully. So it's a unique operation, and government need to be appreciated in this regard for saving the lives of those Nigerians. Although, of course, someone will say it is the responsibility of government to do that. But we have seen a lot of situations that Chibok girls today were kidnapped for years till now, like my friend Honorable Baba Ojaha from representing Dambuwa Chibok will always say on the floor of the House, up till now, some of the Chibok girls were not rescued. So for government to rescue this one, take it or leave it. Without any fear of political misrepresentation, I say it the way I feel, I will appreciate, and every right-thinking Nigerian need to appreciate the security agencies and the government in this regard.
Well, you know, as families bury soldiers who died in these operation to save innocent lives, because we're hearing reports that, you know, even in the front line, some members, some of the troops, you know, lost their lives in these encounter. We have seen online commentators, you know, continue to downplay and discredit the military's success. Now, where should we draw the line between holding government accountable and showing respect for the heroes who make this ultimate sacrifice?
It is very unfortunate that we have some Nigerians today that still try to play politics with the lives of fellow Nigerians. It is very unfortunate, and to me, it is something that every right-thinking Nigerian needs to stand out to speak against and to equally condemn such individuals that will want to capitalize politically on every situation, including situations that have to do with human life. So I want to say again and again and again that is unacceptable. Yes, people have the right. People have the right to say they are feeling. This is democracy, to say what they feel about an operation. But if the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria donates the power of protection of lives and properties of the Nigerian citizen in the hands of government, and here you have a situation whereby bandit kidnappers took away some of those
well, it appears we're having issues with that connection there, but as soon as we re-establish connection, we will continue our conversation with Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, representing Pangshi Kanam Federal Constituency in Plateau State, talking about the recent release of rescue of the abducted Orire pupils, particularly giving credit to Nigeria's military for, you know, the way that particular operation was coordinated in terms of intelligence gathering and all other elements put together. 56 days, but it was strategic in they were strategic in their coordination that led to the eventual release of all of those kidnapped, apart from the unfortunate and gruesome murder of one of the teachers in captivity, which President Bola Tinubu has promised or assured that justice will be served. And we also heard that, you know, about 8 of these kidnappers were arrested. Several of them were neutralized. No ransom was paid. And people are saying, well, this is to the advantage of the federal government. But we'll take a very quick break. Good to have you back again. We apologize for that earlier interruption. But well, during the week, you know, during the weeks these pupils were in captivity, we saw Sunday Igboho publicly declare his intention to enter the forest and confront the kidnappers himself. You know, does this reflect a dangerous loss of public confidence in the country's security institutions, and should individuals taking on such roles be restrained, and even, you know, though they claim to be acting in public interest?
Well, in my opinion, security is not the responsibility of government alone. And that is why brave Nigerians, wherever they are, I'm not speaking to the side of government here, but you need to appreciate, instead of using the commitment and the responsiveness of all Nigerians in ensuring that they have assisted in one way or the other toward making sure that those school children were rescued. So you cannot blame Nigerians for supporting government. And if somebody feels he has the wherewithal to contribute his effort toward rescuing fellow Nigerians, why can't you applaud him instead of using that to say that government responsibility have been left in the hands of individuals? At the end of the day, in Nigerians in the media, you're seeing where people are trying to comment, downplaying the fact that military have lost their life at the front banner of rescuing these school children. So at the end of the day, the success goes to government. So we must appreciate Nigerians wherever they are. You have civilian JTF in Borno, you have them all over, you have members of the vigilante. Even before this crisis, communities have their own community watch, and they have been doing their best. Why can't these people that are trying to politicize the whole thing condemn in the past, when you have community watch that come to provide protection to the community, whereas it is the primary responsibility of government? So I don't think I belong to the school of thought that will think that responsibility of protection of lives and properties of Nigerians should be vested absolutely in the hand of government alone without people committing themselves to it. So I will appreciate Sunday or whosoever that have contributed, and those other Nigerians within the four angles of Nigeria that are, sacrificing their life to equally come to the aid of Nigerians by complementing the efforts of government instead of using it to condemn government. I don't belong to that school of thought.
Yes, Honorable, the federal government says ransom was not paid, in this particular operation. Most of the terrorists were neutralized, some of them arrested. And this brings back to the fore this whole concept of this non-kinetic approach to tackling insecurity in Nigeria. We have seen even state governments, state governors who say they negotiated with terrorists, some of them paying ransom. Now, how do we now approach this issue of non-kinetic approach or non-kinetic concept of tackling insecurity without, paying ransom, and also ensuring that these terrorists or bandits are no longer giving, are no longer enjoying a field day in the country? Can you hear me, sir? It appears we're still having issues with that connection. I was asking Honorable Yusuf Gagdi about this whole issue of this non-kinetic approach to tackling insecurity, where we hear some government officials talk about payment of ransom or even rehabilitating these insurgents, or they call them repentant insurgents, rehabilitating them back into the community. That conversation came up on the floor of the Senate, where, a motion was passed, even urging the federal government to stop these de-radicalization exercise, particularly the Operation Safe Corridor. They believe that, this particular program has not yielded results, because a lot of these people still return to the forest, continue with these kidnappings for ransom, and also continue to terrorize innocent civilians. We're trying to reconnect with Honorable Yusuf Gagdi. I don't know if he's back online. Honorable, are you back online, sir? Okay, then we'll take another quick break. Honorable Gagdi, I remember you sponsored a motion on the floor of the House of Representatives which called on the government to stop the de-radicalization of bandits. But how do you juxtapose this with this whole concept of a non-kinetic approach, which, certain government figures say that the radicalization of these bandits through Operation Safe Corridor and several other programs are part of this non-kinetic approach in tackling insecurity?
Yes, you cannot restrict yourself to non-kinetic approach alone. In every war situation, you have to be flexible. If a non-kinetic approach you adopted is not working and giving you result, you keep on losing the lives of Nigerians. There is no gainsay you capitalize on that. You can equally use the kinetic approach. You can use stick and carrot. You can use both at the same time. So what I was saying on the floor of the House is not to get any attention, or I am speaking for Nigerians and elected to speak for Nigerians. I know the consequences of coming out to speak that. On the part of the bandit, the Boko Haram, the kidnappers, where they will see you say kill them. Whenever kill to be killed should be the absolute approach to this situation. You cannot continue to lose the life of Nigerians. Now in the operation to rescue those innocent Nigerians, our military, our security, our armed forces have lost their life. In the course of that, will you continue to tolerate those evil people in the name of adopting a non-kinetic approach. What happened to the kinetic approach? Who said that the kinetic approach is not acceptable? You know, by the time, look at the history of this Boko Haram kidnapping and banding. Nigeria have been in this situation in the past 15 years. Who is benefiting from the non-kinetic approach? Who is benefiting from that? International organization fund this program. Nigerian government fund this program. Why wouldn't Nigerians equally think that there are some people that feel they are benefiting from this particular de-radicalization of the so-called kidnappers, Boko Haram and bandits, in the name of getting, sorted out in the course of doing that? So I don't believe in someone that will come and kidnap your father, your mother, someone that will come and kidnap your kids, assuming those people that are insisting on de-radicalization or rehabilitation of the so-called bandit are victims of Boko Haram attacks, are victims of kidnappers kidnapping their family, and they see the video of the terrible situation that these people are going through in the hand of those bandits in the bush before even killing them, eliminating them, collecting money. Entire fortune of your family you collect, you don't release that person, you kill that person at the end of the day. If you are a victim of that, I am sure they will be clapping for me calling for kill to be killed. So anybody that killed, he should be killed. So by the time you keep on giving ransom, paying kidnappers money, it encourages them. So we must make some certain sacrifice. What sacrifice has the government made in the case of the recent release of the Oyo incident? The government have lost their own personnel in the course of doing that. So that is sacrifice, and that is what should be commended. So the citizen, both the citizen and government need to make sacrifice. I don't believe in the school of thought that say pay bandit ransom. I don't believe in that.
But it's often very traumatic for especially family members whose loved ones have been kidnapped and they are asked to pay ransom. While the government is trying to hold out and refusing to pay ransom, there's that temptation on the part of family members, to take this ransom to the bushes or the forest where these people are being held in captivity just to get their loved ones out. Would you blame them in this situation? Because,
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And that is why my amendment to that motion was not centrally on ransom. By the way, I don't believe it is only families that pay ransom. I equally belong to those group of people that feel, even in some certain instances, state pay ransom too. I believe in that. But be that as it may, why I am against payment of ransom, if you kill these people, I am very sure that they will not even exist to collect ransom. That is the perspective I'm coming from. If you confront them like they are being confronted in Oyo, and those school innocent future Nigerian leaders were rescued, believe you me, they will not exist. But when you continue to tolerate them, I don't say, I'm not calling on family that are victim of kidnaps not to do that. But when states continue to tolerate these people in the name of amnesty, in the name of rehabilitation, in the name of rules of engagement that they have surrendered in war, and he who surrendered in war need to be rehabilitated at the detriment of those Nigerians that are victims, I am totally against that. In fact, taxpayers' money should not be channeled to the so-called rehabilitation, but taxpayers' money, instead of rehabilitating someone that killed your relative, let the money be channeled to the families of the victims instead of the money being channeled to rehabilitating someone today and collecting the rifle from him. Tomorrow he goes back to the bush, or he will be in the mix of our security in the name of his thinking has been changed. He is used to war. Let us recruit him in our own security agency, or let us recognize him, and tomorrow he will be the one that will give information to his colleagues in the bush to be ambushing Nigerian security personnel. So don't give them ransom, kill them. When they are killed, when they kill us, the innocent people, and the security agencies equally kill them whenever they apprehend them, instead of taking them to court, surrendering this and that. I don't believe in that. If you get someone that is a killer, you don't need to. I respect the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, that came out to give instruction to Nigerian security personnel that wherever you see these people, waste them. They are wasting you too. They are killing Nigerians. So why do you need to waste your time on a killer? Bring him back to the society. So-called international community will say rehabilitation. They will be giving money. They don't give money to rehabilitate the cycle of the family that have passed through teething trouble. Yeah. But they give money for the so-called rehabilitation of bandits.
Honorable Gagdi, you know, I hear you, but you know, this Oyo rescue sets a very good precedence in military operations in Nigeria. But people are asking, you know, we saw how coordinated the Oyo rescue was. We've seen several incidents across the country where it's been pretty difficult for security agencies to go in there and neutralize these terrorists and also rescue victims. Is it that, you know, this field of operations was more easier for the military compared to other parts of the country, particularly in the northeast, where it appears as if these terrorists are having a field day?
Yes, there is two perspectives to the success in Oyo operation. I have told you up initial that the military refused to be distracted. The security agencies, let me not limit it to the military, because all other security operatives are involved in Oyo, in the security operation across the country. The DSS are there and all other security outfits. So there was a coordination among the security agencies, one. And two, the security agencies were not carried away by political distraction, where people in the names of political platforms will want to discredit the effort of government, will want to link government failure to insecurity instead of looking at the solution. How can we save this particular situation? So in the case of the Northeast, I equally understand, not Northeast, Northeast, not Central and what have you. If you don't have rehabilitated bandits or Boko Haram in Oyo, I don't think they exist there. But when you come to Northeast, North Central and what have you, criminals that were supposed to be killed for killing innocent people were the one assisting or in the mix of security to coordinate security operation. How do you expect a coordinated security operation in that situation?
Well, I get you now. Well, before we wrap up, we just saw on Friday also, let's talk politics now. President Bola Tinubu, you know, President Bola Tinubu announced, or it was announced, that Vice President Kashim Shettima will continue as President Bola Tinubu's running mate. The Tinubu-Shettima ticket will run in 2027 on the ballot. What does this really indicate, and does this give strength to the APC? Because a lot of people are saying that, or a lot of people were expecting, some people were even suggesting that there might be a change, a shift. But, you know, what will you say about the compatibility of these two men, and how does this strengthen the APC on the ballot in 2027?
The compatibility is very perfect, and it has served as one of the immune boosters to APC. Those people who were advocating for the change of Shettima, in the first instance, most of them are not even from the ruling party. And even if you find those of them that does not believe that Shettima should run with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you discover that they have their own political differences. They don't think about the interests of the state. So, to me, in my opinion, most of them, they are even campaigning for Vice President Shettima not to be on the ballot, to have an easy way of creating instability in APC, so that they will leverage on that to have a political strength against the APC. So I'm very happy that the APC, the national leadership of the APC, under Professor Nentawe, I'm very happy that Mr. President were very clearly his lane. He was not short-sighted, and neither he was not having any astigmatism. He is really a political engineer that studied those political opposition, who were pushing for Vice President Shettima not to be his running mate. And I'm happy that Mr. President outsmarted them for seeing the credibility of Vice President Shettima to run with him.
Honorable Yusuf Gagdi, thank you so much for your time on the program. I sincerely appreciate you. Well, tonight we'll pause to salute the courage of the men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The rescue of the Orire pupils was not an accident. It was the product of sacrifice, discipline, intelligence gathering, and extraordinary bravery by men and women who willingly walked into danger so innocent children could walk back into the arms of their parents. The rescue of the Orire pupils is a powerful reminder of what the Nigerian Armed Forces can achieve when professionalism, courage, and determination come together. To the brave men and women in uniform, Nigeria salutes you. You risked your lives so innocent children could return safely to their families. Your sacrifice deserves our gratitude, not our cynicism. Now let's build on this momentum. Let this be the beginning of an even more relentless offensive against terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers until every Nigerian can travel, walk, and sleep without fear. Millions of Nigerians are behind you. But let us speak also frankly to ourselves. Criticism is essential in a democracy, but there's a difference between holding government accountable and deliberately discrediting our troops for political gain or social media attention. It is deeply irresponsible for politicians, online influencers, and armchair commentators to dismiss every security success with speculation and conspiracy before the facts are known. Such conduct does not strengthen democracy. It undermines the morale of those risking their lives and emboldens the enemy of our nation. Support our troops. Demand accountability, but let truth, not politics or sensationalism, guide our national conversation. May the rescue of the Orire pupils be remembered not as an isolated success, but as the moments Nigeria turned the tide against terror. God bless our armed forces. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.